All right, so welcome everyone to another Discord dashboard episode. So this episode we're going to focus on connecting the front end with the back end. So we're pretty much done isolating both the front end and the back end. Every episode from now on will be focused on both the front end and the back end. Okay, there might be other episodes where we do need to focus on something specifically to the back end, but like I said, we're going to be looking at both the front end and the back end now. Okay, so right now we are on the front end application from where we left off before we started on the back end stuff. Okay, so you can see that when I click on login with Discord, nothing happens. I can still visit all other routes just fine. Okay, but we need to make some major changes to ensure that the front end is working properly. So this includes obviously allowing the user to log in with Discord. So when we click on this button, it's going to take them to the Discord platform. They're going to authorize, it's going to redirect them to the menu page. Okay, on the menu page and all of the routes, we need to make sure we are protecting all of these routes. So if the user is not logged in, we need to go ahead and bring them back to the home page. If they are logged in, then they will be able to access all of these pages that they are seeing. Okay, once that's done, we need to also remember we need to also get the user's guild. So all of the guilds should be displayed over here, but not only the guilds that they are in, the guilds that they are in, as well as they have the correct permissions. So I said very early in the series that we are only going to consider the administrator permission. But if you want to use some other permissions, such as manage guild permission, you can do that as well. Okay, and then we'll also need to make sure that we are updating the context, which I think we already are. And then we also need to make sure that all of these other pages, we are fetching the correct information. But like I said, that will be worried about later on as we progress. So right now, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and set up this button so that we can log in. And we also want to make sure that we can get the cookie on the localhost port 3000 domain. And I'll show you how that's going to work. So if you look over here on application, if you see over here on the cookies, we don't have any cookie, right? But we are going to make sure that we actually have a cookie set over here when we successfully authenticate. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the React dashboard code, which is right over here. Let me zoom in just a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to go inside the home page. Honestly, I'm going to label this as login page because I'm getting really confused, honestly. So let's just do that real quick. Okay, I'll leave this homepage style alone for now. I'm not really concerned about that. Okay, so let's go and do this. First, let's go ahead and get rid of, let's just copy this. We're going to return this because we're going to go ahead and create a function. And it's just going to be, I'm just going to call this redirect. I'll just call this redirect. And what we want to do here is when we click on this button, or not really a button, but when we click on this, right, what I want to do is first of all, let me just pass in the redirect function over here. So it's going to call this function. We want to go ahead and navigate the user to the login URL. So window.location.href is equal to http / localhost port 3001 /API /auth /login. So remember in the previous videos when we tried to test our authentication, we manually visited port 3001 /API /auth /login. So remember in the previous videos, what we did to test our login mechanism was we just manually entered in this URL, the localhost port 3000 /API /auth /login. We manually entered that into the address bar, and it took us to the Discord platform. So that's literally what we're doing here, is we're just manually redirecting the user. Okay, so when we click on this, let's see what happens. Logging with Discord. You can see now it takes us to this page. If I click on authorize, it's going to take us back to here. And the reason why that happened was because if we look at the backend code, you can see that right over here, we set this res.redirect method call to redirect to port 3000 /menu. Okay. So remember, whenever we use Passport, it's a two-step process. The redirect URL is visited after you click authorize on the Discord platform. Discord makes a request to that redirect URL, okay? And from there, it's going to go ahead and complete the rest of Passport. It's going to go ahead and use the code, exchange it for the access and refresh token, and it's going to go ahead and retrieve the Discord profile. If you want to learn more about how OAuth 2 or how Passport and OAuth 2 work underneath the hood, I actually do have a video that explains how all that works underneath the hood. We basically build Passport essentially from scratch, so definitely check that video out. It's on my channel, and it'll teach you a lot about how this works. But let's go ahead and look at the browser cookies, and you can see that we now have this cookie right over here. If we were to go into the database, and if we were to look for this cookie, that cookie would exist, and that cookie would be associated with our user that's logged in. Okay, so right now we have the login working. Let's go ahead and let's make sure that we are protecting the route. So that's what we're gonna do in the next episode. So I'll see you guys in that episode. Peace out.